Ladies and gentlemen, now if I've ever uploaded a video that deserves 10,000 likes and the front page of YouTube, it's today's video because this was an absolute mission. And I thought I was gonna just like have a trial or two with Cyclops and then just go for other characters. So my team, I brought like the champion to do a little bit of testing, Star-Lord as well, and a few other characters that I wanted to see against the Grandmaster fight. But I did one try with Cyclops, and that try went so well that I was like, I think I can do the full fight with Cyclops. And then we did it, boys, in 7 revives. 7 revives. That is 280 units. Plus, in all fairness, man, I did use some health potions toward the later phase to make sure we had a bit more of a buffer, because my Cyclops is only 6-star rank 1. This man, he isn't even rank 2. He's only got like 20 levels on his SIG as well. So the damage is definitely not there. The health's not there. This was so much more of an intense takedown than my Stealth Suit Spider-Man, who deals like, 10 times the damage comparatively speaking. So I really had to play this fight tremendously well, and I pulled it off, man. I pulled it off. This is a bit of a long one. I think probably the longest phase, the first phase and the third phase. The second phase goes really quickly. There's so much damage output and so many tokens that you can get in that second phase, so it kind of really helps speed things up, whereas in that first phase you kind of only get 3 tokens per cycle unless you're doing some intercepts in between as well. However, here the kill was going so well, I didn't want to play it like too risky when it came to intercepts a little bit later on. Just wanted to slow and steady the first phase. So the first phase is 100% till 80%, and the plan is to get all 3 tactics banned. So you got to parry and then attacking with light attacks, get parry and light attacks banned, and then you just keep on dashing back to trigger the ban on dexterity. You get all 3 banned, he fires off his special 1, and then he's going to be wounded for, it's just under 8 seconds. However, the path that I took this time actually reduces his wounded duration by 30%, so it actually makes him a little bit more difficult to fight because you have less time where you can kind of ramp up that damage. But the path, in comparison to the one that I took yesterday, is an easier path to do because it's just like aggression regeneration, so it's easier to clear to get to the Grandmaster, because we did the life cycle path yesterday, and that's the easiest node to make the Grandmaster fight the easiest fight it can possibly be. However, that path is just an absolute nightmare. So you can see when he's wounded, man, the damage, ain't too bad. We're seeing like 40k crits there. Stark Spider-Man, when he is wounded, and Aegon, like I've seen crits from all sorts of sources between like 100,000, somewhere up to like 250, 400k. So again, like for every token you have, you're gonna get 380% attack and also 200 crit rating. So the tokens of competence are an absolutely insane damage booster, and in this phase we can only get a few, but in the second phase they really stack up. There's a lot more special ones to dodge, and in the second and third phases you're pretty much constantly dodging special ones. So if you can get him wounded, then there's a lot more damage you can get in that tiny interval where you get the massive damage in there. So it kind of makes the fight go a bit quicker once you get there. It's a little bit of a slow start, but we're playing quite well so far. Again, the Grandmaster does have 10 million health, so at this point, just 3 minutes in, we've got 1 million off. But again, phase 2, you're going to see the damage output when he's wounded is just crazy, and it goes much faster then as well. But also kind of playing Cyclops in this fight for the first time, I think I do make a few mistakes in terms of what I'm trying to do during the wounded phases once I get a bar of power, because I think the ideal solution is you already have the armor break active, so that the armor break can kind of scale up the massive damage that you get from the tokens of competence when the Grandmaster is wounded, because anything that seems to kind of scale well with attack just works really nicely. That's the reason Stealth Suit Spider-Man works so well. It's just because he has really high crit rating, so you're just seeing like massive crits for just an insane amount of attack there, and he just works absolutely beautifully for this fight. So yeah, Stealth Suit Spider-Man was my MVP yesterday. I've seen a lot of people have success using Captain America Infinity War, Hyperion, Aegon as well. I see people using Ghost. Ghost works to kind of a certain extent. You can't phase with Ghost, but you still got the damage output, and I think you can get some nice stuff with the guaranteed crits during the phases where he is wounded. So yeah, I've seen Ghost work quite nicely for some people. However, as you see him right now, and you're gonna see, Cyclops is just the perfect example that this fight is 100% skill based. It's all about your ability to kind of play around his mechanics, do the various challenges, and dodge that special one and can stay alive. And the deeper you get into this fight, man, the more hectic it is. That final phase, as you are going to see, I think is where we have the majority of our deaths. I think like 5 or 4 of the deaths are in that final like 30% there. But yeah, the reverse controls are just really nasty, especially considering the timer just gets paused all the time. So sometimes it's a little bit confusing. It's about to go reverse controls, but then the timer gets paused due to a special attack, and you're not really too sure like when they're going to get reversed. So it can be a little bit hectic there. But so far we've taken off 1.5 million, getting him down to 84% now, and I think in this cycle we managed to get one more wounded phase, and I'm going to die fairly shortly, but here we're just going in for double medium attacks. Parry gets banned, so we're trying to dash back now, trigger that ban for dexterity so we can dodge that special one. Need to make sure you dodge his heavy attack as well, because if you get hit by the heavy you lose all of your good tokens. Not that that's too much of a problem in the first phase, but in the final phase of the reverse controls, like it's very easy to fail at that mechanic, man, like especially considering his heavy is unstoppable. So yeah, I've got clipped a couple of times by his heavy and some of my practice runs, because I'm kind of recording loads of gameplay at the moment for a video guide, and I think like this Cyclops footage that we got today in the full takedown is just like perfect for the tutorial that we're going to be releasing on the Grandmaster. But I thought this was just a perfect showcase to kind of maybe inspire a few people who saw the fight, saw the 10 million health, and were like, oh my gosh, that just looks beyond ridiculous. I'm a little bit nervous to tackle that. Maybe seeing Cyclops take this guy down is going to give you a little bit more confidence, you know, bringing in your god tier champions there. But you know, that was the very first try, and I think we got just over 200 hits on the combo meter. Granted, again, Cyclops being a very meme tier character, outside of those wounded phases, there's not a very good level of base damage output at all. You know, there's just, like, if we're lucky, we get like a medium crit for like 2k in comparison to like an Aegon or a Starknight Spider-Man that's just boshing out like those crazy combos. But there we go, goes wounded on the first special one evade there, and we push him to phase 2, because phase 2 starts at 80% on the Grandmaster, and now it's about to get a little bit more tricky. But I played so well here, man. I'm incredibly proud of myself. I think this is probably the highlight of the video, maybe transitioning into this phase, because I had the most amazing run on this one. So you've got to complete 5 challenges in this phase, and they're a set list of challenges. It's like, I think, land an intercept, land a crit, what some of the other ones, gain a buff, inflicted damage over time effect, and there's one more that's just not coming to me at the moment, but I'm sure we'll see it in a moment. But once you've completed all 5 of these challenges, then the Grandmaster is going to be wounded for 7 seconds. However, considering this is a slightly harder path, and we got the link node which reduces wounded duration, it's actually more like, you know, 4 or 5 seconds, so we are missing a little bit of damage there. However, look at the tokens, man. We got 12 tokens now. They stack up so quickly in this phase, because you're just betting out so many more special ones, and the power he gains in this phase is only from the hits you land on him. However, the more power he has, the more power he gains, so you've got to be very careful hitting into him. However, when he's stunned, then you don't need to worry about his power going up, because when he's wounded and stunned, then he's power locked, so you don't need to worry about like kind of pushing him to a special 2 there. You always feel free to go ham whenever this man is wounded. And that's it. That's the final challenge I forgot about, whiff an attack. So that's like throw an attack into dead air, so you just got to get back, so he's not going to like quickly intercept you and like quickly throw a light or a medium attack there. I think the safest one to throw is light, but whiff an attack is pretty straightforward. The only thing that Cyclops can't do in this phase is inflict damage over time effect, so he's always going to take 1 token of blunder per cycle. However, the bad tokens of blunder, they don't do anything until you get 5 of them. At that point, the Grandmaster will special 3 and instant KO you. So yeah, it's not too bad. Like, those tokens are mainly kind of based on your skill, so as long as you're completing the challenges and dodging the special one successfully, like, they're not going to really become much of a problem, and you'd still get a lot of damage down per try. And again, if I wasn't using Cyclops, or maybe I had like 4 boosters active, because I only have a 6-star rank 1 Cyclops and a 20% booster, so I don't have anything like too crazy at the moment. We also just got wrecked there. Luckily Heimdall saved me. However, adrenaline faded, so I'm at 1% now. However, it doesn't stop me, man. We just keep going and going. See that armor break damage? That was crazy. We got so much health down in that cycle. That was like over 1 million health in that wounded phase. So that was really, really nice, man. The armor break and also the attack just scale so well when the Grandmaster is wounded. So I think armor break champion seemed like a pretty good option to bring. I think one character I think is going to be absolutely insane if somebody's got a maxed out version for the Grandmaster, or just like really useful, is probably Hela, because Hela's got that cheat death mechanic as well. So I think there's like a lot more leeway you're gonna have in the fight if you do have an awakened Hela. So I don't know, man. I'm really tempted to like take my Hela up to like rank 4, rank 5, but I don't know if I want to do it just for the single fight when there are so many other champions that can work incredibly well for the Grandmaster. But I'm very tempted, man. I'm very tempted. I feel like we can have a lot of fun here with Hela, especially if we brought in a 4-team synergy as well. So yeah, I'd really like to try out Hela on this fight, and also the champion as well. I did a little bit of testing yesterday with the Thing team synergy in the champion, and Thing, he actually didn't work quite as well as I wanted him to for the Grandmaster, just because the attack bonus from the good tokens is so large. The thing that makes Thing crazy is his attack bonus, and like all that attack on top of his already large attack, it just didn't really like scale up to anything super insane, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like you need stuff outside of attack that would modify the damage provided by a crazy amount of attack. But look here, we've got 24 tokens, and look at this damage. He's about to become wounded there. Like every single hit is almost 100k, 150k there. So we like instantly get down 1 million and a bit. He's on 53%, and we're doing quite well. We're holding it strong for 1%. Again, at this point, we've almost got him halfway down, and we've only used a single revive. No health potions at all. So it really shows like how much you can cling on to this fight if you are in the zone, if you can get used to it. Every cycle, again, we are getting 1 token of blunder because we can't do the mission where it requires us to land a damage over time effect, because Cyclops doesn't have one. Hashtag buff Cyclops. But this phase is really nice just because it's going so much faster in terms of the wounded cycles than the first phase. Like every good wounded cycle that we can get is like 1 million of the Grandmaster's hit points. So it's just some crazy damage as long as we can keep on clinging on. So yeah, I was getting crazy nervous, man. I was sweating. I was like, damn, we've gone so much longer than I expected to stay alive for on this phase, especially at 1%. We've just been playing so well. We get the dodge here. We take a direct hit. We go in for another combo. I need to complete 1 more challenge to get him wounded again. So I've got land a crit here. So we just dodge that. And I'm fairly confident if I go in for another 5 combo that we're going to get that crit and we can get some massive damage. So we go straight in. Managed to get a crit off the combo there. Unfortunately, no armor breaks off the special one. Still some really good damage. We get him down to 43% there. So I think that was about another 1 million. So if you can do the challenges, man, there's just so much damage in that second phase. It is ridiculously good and very fun. I think the second phase, out of all the phases, is probably my favorite one. First phase, a little bit slow. Second phase, super rewarding if you can pull everything off. And the third phase is just crazy. Now here, I kind of knew that I was about to die anyway, because unless I got really lucky and got the inflict damage over time, he wasn't going to get wounded again. But still, that was 261 hits there. So an absolutely amazing rally for that one. And yeah, that try we got him down like almost 40%, so it was really nice. A little bit of a dodgy start to this next try, got clipped and comboed. However, we're hanging on, mate. We're hanging on. We're getting back into it. The Heimdall synergy as well really did save the previous attempt. I can't really state the importance or the value of the Heimdall synergy if you just want a really nice safety net for this fight, because yeah, it's just a really nice little buffer. This fight is all about getting to those wounded phases, and the Heimdall can give you 1 more opportunity to stay alive where you might have died, and that might get you to a wounded phase where you could take off 10% in the second phase, or maybe 5% in the final phase, and that's really big. So Heimdall, MVP for this fight, man, works really well. If you're gonna set up a team, I could not recommend, if you have a 5-star Heimdall, put him in, mate, for that cheat death, because he's going to have some really nice value on all sorts of tries, and just make this fight a little bit less stressful. Still not stress-free, man, but, you know, it'll save you now and again. We're off to a pretty good start here now. We've got everything under control. We're up to 19 tokens after this one. We've got to complete 2 more challenges as well. So I think I failed land a crit there, I think it was, just because I had some really bad RNG. So dash back, and then dash in. Like as soon as you see that red one as the final kind of command for the special one, then it's fine to just dash in. But I really like that dynamic special one. If you've always got to do something a little bit different, kind of really keeps you on your toes there. But then unfortunately, after this, we're about to make a rookie mistake and unfortunately kind of go in to land a critical hit there, and you just got to keep in mind above 1 bar of power he gets so much more power. So I did 4 hits there, accidentally got into a special 2 and I died, mate. The special 2 is just like, you're dead, fam, you're dead, you're gone, you're bint. So, yeah, that was a little bit annoying, but still, we've only used 2 revives so far, so this is the 3rd revive. So as soon as you get him past that 2nd phase, he's going to start every fight infuriated, so you just got to stay away from him because he's unblockable, or intercept if you can, if you feel very confident to do that. However, here, just due to Cyclops' like really weak base damage output, I needed to complete all the challenges to have enough damage, really, to push him to another phase, because the next phase starts at 30%, so we need to do all the challenges, but as you're going to see, everything's going to be, you know, maybe a little bit wasted. But I guess as well, you know, it's a bit of a warm-up. Get used to evading that special one, ready for the final phase. But the final phase is a mission on its own, lads. I'll tell you, it requires a lot of concentration, and there's just so much to manage in the final phase. I think it's really the inverted controls that just make it so tricky at certain times, because it's difficult enough to deal with everything. But when stuff is going in reverse and the timers are getting paused, it just becomes like very, very hectic. So we block there. We've completed what is it so far, 4 out of 5 challenges now, so we've just got 1 more to go. We've got gain a buff there, dash back, getting wounded, and then he just instantly goes into the next phase after a single hit. He's infuriated during the transition, so we dodge him then. And now we are in the 3rd phase. So you can see under Cyclops, we have the reverse control timer, and the challenges are going to start fairly shortly as well. Now, in this phase, his power, he gains passively over time. However, every time I think he throws a special attack, then he's going to gain power faster and faster. So the deeper you go into this phase, the power gain, it just becomes like crazy, crazy insane. He gains that special one so fast, and at a certain point it's just so incredibly tricky because he'll get to the special 2 very, very quickly. So you've got to bait out an increasing amount of special ones, but you can see at the start of the phase the power gain isn't so bad, but every time he throws a special it goes up by 7%, I think it is. So yeah, it's just increasing and increasing, so going up faster and faster. But also this does give you more opportunities to gain tokens. We get the backdash one done because all of the challenges change in this phase, and they're not in a certain order. They could be any challenge in any order, and sometimes you'll have the same challenge multiple times in a row. So I've got reverse controls at the moment, man. My controls are inverted here, so dash is dodge and dodge is dash, and I couldn't dodge that beam in reverse, man. I kind of messed up the timing a little bit there. Got hit fully by the special one, so I take 3 tokens of blunder, which is really not what you want to see. And then I've got perform well-timed blocks, and I thought I still had those inverted controls, man, but they dissipated, so I charged straight into his heavy as well, lost all my good tokens, and he's passively power gained to his special too, so I was kind of dead there anyway. But it was all right for the transition, man. At least we got 1 wounded state there, 90 hits, certainly not too bad. Honestly, this final phase is very tricky, so if you can only get like 1 wounded state, like, don't feel bad about it, man. As long as you can get at least 1 wounded state, you're going to take a solid chunk of damage off every time. And also the wounded state in this phase only has a 6-second duration, so with the minus 30% reduction node, it's like, what is it, 4 seconds, maybe a little bit under over that, kind of around that region. But the point is that, especially with this hard mode link path, that this phase is even harder than it usually would be on the easier Grandmaster path. So, you know, something to bear in mind there potentially as well. But I think this try is my best try of the third phase. So I've got the objective stand still here. That one's pretty straightforward. Sometimes if he's being very aggressive, it can be a little bit annoying as well, because you've got to be very on your toes, considering the special one on this path as well is unblockable. That's another hard mode thing about this path. If you go for the easier path, you can actually block the special one. So even if you mess up, you know, you don't get wrecked by it. Go for a cheeky little backdraft there. I kind of find in this phase, like, backdrafts are fairly reliable. However, now we've got reverse controls. So here, I'm just going to wait this man out, see if I can dodge the special one in reverse. I accidentally block that first hit, get a token of blunder, and then we dodge the last one successfully. We go in for a combo, special one. He's wounded. However, there, I dodged the wrong way, so we, like, missed a hit or two that we could have had off there. But still, in that wounded phase, man, we got him down to, like, 5%, so that's still, like, 500,000, so not too bad at all. Cheeky little unblockable special one there. Pro utility from Cyclops to knock the Grandmaster down through blocks. So, you know, one of the small advantages of using Cyclops in this fight for the final phase. He's got his hit into block one now, so we do 4 hits into the block. We complete that challenge there. He's got 7, so 3 more until that wounded state, and also about like 25-30 seconds until our controls are going to be reversed again. So I got the backdash one here, which is pretty straightforward. So we just dash back loads. That's another challenge done, another challenge in the bin. I think the worst one's really to get here and knock him down if you don't have a bar of power, and also the parry one can be really annoying sometimes, especially if he's like 3 of the charges. But here, knock me down had a perfect lineup, so I was proper happy with that one. So it's a good idea often to like save on and hold on to a special just to make sure you have that. We've got perform well-timed blocks here, so I think we are just going for, yeah, dodging that special one. I also see I've got like 3-4 seconds till my controls are going to be reversed. Here's where I mess up a little bit as well, because I thought my controls are about to be reversed, so I'm kind of like dashing into him with reverse controls, but it's like a millisecond before they get reversed, and now they're reversed. So I lost a bit of time on that wounded state, a little bit of damage output there, and that's why the reversal can just be so annoying sometimes, because when he uses the special one, when he uses the wounded, it's paused, and it just kind of like messes up, you know, kind of the timing in your head. So yeah, it can be really, really tricky to deal with, and sometimes you can lose a little bit of damage output here and there, but we still managed to stay alive though, so we do have that going on, and we've completed 11, well 12 challenges actually now in that phase. That special one timed up perfectly with a knock me down challenge, so I think we got very, very lucky with that one. Next up we got the 3 parry challenge. So yeah, this one is tough, man. And do we go for this one, or are we just gonna wait this one out? I think, yeah, I just decided to ignore this one, man, just because I'm on 12%. I'm like, if I take 3 parries, I'm probably dead, especially if I miss one of those. So I'm like, I'm just gonna ride this out. I'm gonna take the token, and we're gonna not fail the next 2 challenges. So we got stand still here, so dash back, stand still, completed successfully, and then we dodge another special one. So one more challenge is going to come very shortly after this, so we dodge, take the direct hit there, block that. Unfortunately, the Heimdall synergy sometimes does randomly trigger when taking a direct hit from the special one, even though it doesn't deal any damage and kill you, but some nice damage in the wounded state there to get him down to 12%. And yeah, like overall, man, it's been a really solid run so far in this phase, but I got 4 tokens of blunder, and I think at some point here I mess up. I think I was going to go for another cycle as well, but like 1 parry challenge is probably going to kill me before I could get to the next wounded state as well if we did get unlucky there. So we dodged the SP1 here. I've got reverse controls incoming as well. But we're doing all right, man. We're just about clinging on for this. So we're going for another combo. Reverse controls come in. But the problem now in this fight is what I was saying earlier, man. The power gains got so crazy because he's throwing so many special attacks that his power's just shooting up like a ridiculous amount of that special 2. So yeah, quickly goes to a special 2, special 3, and I am dead. But overall, it was still a great effort in the final phase, man. 142 hits. That is banging. I think that's one of my best attempts in the final phase. So yeah, I was proper happy with that one. Now, the next try is by far the worst one, man. It's just a bit of a failure. I don't think we even get him wounded. I think we make a bit of a mistake or just get confused when it comes to the reverse controls, because you're going to see it's like another like millisecond timing when it gets to the reverse controls. So it's so annoying because you're kind of prepared to like switch over your controls, but then he'll throw a special and they're like not switched over. But here I got backed into the corner, so I don't really have any time to react to this one. I managed to get 2 out of 3 there, so we only took 1 one hit, which certainly wasn't too bad. Special one, we were kind of on the back foot from the beginning here. I've got the knock me down, however, I just used my special attack, so I can't complete that challenge, which is very annoying. So yeah, here we're trying to dodge a special one. We got strike my block, so we go in for a few hits there as well. I think we get very lucky here and bait out a special one just in the nick of time. But you can see my controls are like a second away from getting reversed. So I think here we make a little bit of a blunder. I meant to like dash back, but yeah, just didn't really like work out, man. I just get wrecked. He gets to the special 2. I know I'm in the bin. It's game over. So yeah, that was a bit of a wasted try, a bit of a wasted revive. And you can see if you don't get to that wounded state, man, you're not really doing too much. So now we got this man down to 11%. We're in assassin's range. You know, we can get a little bit more damage output, make Cyclops a bit more beefy. But yeah, we need to get this man to the wounded state, so that's the goal. We had a really nice start, managed to get him into the corner very quickly. We got stand still, a perfect challenge, just a very easy one to begin with there. Just need to bait out the special one as quickly as we can. We get strike into block, 4 hits into block, easy game, easy life. Dodge that special one, then we got a block, we've got a dodge, and then we got to take it directly so we can run at that man. 5 combo, straight into special one there, get some armor breaks as well, get a little bit more damage on that base, and we're about to hit another special one anyway. Then we get backdash, so 4 quick dash backs, and we managed to sort that one out. So really good RNG on the challenges so far. Dodge that unblockable special one, and we have a block, and then dash back brings us to 14 tokens of competence. We need to do 2 more challenges. Knock me down lined up perfectly there, so combo straight into special one. This is honestly like such a good start, man, like honestly amazing. I got reverse controls coming in now, and he's just announced the final one to get him stunned, and that's dash back. So the reverse controls kind of messed up my timing a little bit there, and yeah, we got ruined, but I just need to dash back a few times. There we go, one more, and that man is wounded, so we go in, pulverize that dude, managed to get him down to I think 6% here, almost 6%, very close. He's on 7%, man. So yeah, not too bad. Then we got strike my block, so I need to hit into his block a few times here, so we go for 4 hits, and then a cheeky little dash back there, dodge that special one. And then we've got a evade. We block here, evade again, get 4 tokens. I have 3 of the bad tokens, so I'm a little bit worried because we did take a full special one. So, you know, 2 more, and he hits that special 3 in rage. We managed to successfully dodge a special one there. So then we got dodge, we take a direct hit, we block a hit, and we've got 8 tokens of competence now, and 3 more challenges till wounded. I take a couple of hits there. Luckily, he didn't punish me full, but I'm probably going to lose my Heimdall synergy when he does use his next special one to the direct hit. Even though it deals no damage, the Heimdall synergy seems to think it deals damage, so yeah, it's just a little bit of a weird one there. So block, we got dodge, I think Heimdall synergy is probably going to trigger, yeah, there we go. So we lose that one, and we've got 1 more challenge to complete here. Reverse controls are coming in about 5 seconds, I think, and then I blunder on the special one, and I just get wrecked. So I was gutted on that, mate, gutted. That was just a really silly, like, fail evade there. If I didn't fail that evade, we might have been able to push him actually to that final phase in that try and get him down in 6 revives of Cyclops. So we were really close to just something amazing there. But again, this final phase is tricky, so I wasn't beating myself up too much. We went straight back in. We got dash back as the first challenge, so pretty straightforward there. Bait out the special one, and what do we have popping up? So we've got hold block, we got dash back, and then we just run in. That's take one. That's absolutely fine there. Then we've got dash back 4 times, so we quickly do that. That's the second challenge done and sorted. Got about 20 seconds till the inverted controls there. Knock me down, lined up perfectly with the special one, man, so that was a really great time then. And then we just want to try and bait out a special one here. Again, just got to keep on baiting out those special ones as early as possible in this phase. Key, because you don't want his passive power gain to get into a special 2, because then it's game over. Strike the block 4 times. Complete mission number 4 there. Managed to dodge that heavy attack. So some very nice stuff. Get that armor break ready to nuke in. We got standstill. And then I get hit, boys. I get hit. I lose all my tokens of the reverse control. So even though he's wounded, we ain't really dealing any damage here, so that was a bit of a wasted phase. But because of inverted controls, I dashed into that heavy, and I feel like a mug as well, so that's another thing that can just you know, completely screw you over in that final phase. But I build a bridge in my head, I get over that bridge, and it's time to complete 4 more challenges and stun this man again to get ready for that KO. So the next challenge is perform well-timed blocks. I decide, you know, I'm not too bothered with this one. I can take a token of blunder, because even if you don't complete the challenge, it still registers as a challenge that has passed and been done, so it still kind of gets that counter up even if you do fail it. So yeah, I'm like, I'm not bothered about that, man. I don't want the block damage. Let's just keep the health and take the token of blunder here, because we have no tokens of blunder at the moment. And then we get stand still as the next one, so a fairly straightforward challenge there. Unfortunately, I did get clipped a little bit, and I think just the timing, man, made me fail this one. So I think we take another token of blunder. Yeah, I wasn't standing still. I went straight in for a special 2, but then we get stand still again, instantly completed there. So that was a really, really nice time. So one more challenge to stun this man for the final takedown. We dodged that final bit of the special 1. My hit kind of missed there, so I'm backing off. I'm just waiting patiently for that final challenge. We got backdash, so we dash back. We go straight in for a combo there. Get some nice little damage. We only got 1 big crit there, but it didn't matter, man. We take him to the final phase, so we just got to stay alive while he's infuriated. So I was trying to get him to intercept into me so I could backdraft him into the corner, but that didn't work, so I'm just like dodging this man frantically. We get to the end of infuriation. He's permanently wounded. We instantly go special 3, and that man is down. So we got Grandmaster down with a 6-star rank 1 sig level 20 blue Cyclops, only a 20% booster, 7 revives. The Grandmaster got absolutely binned. I was over the moon, boys. It felt amazing to pull this off, like less than 24 hours after the release of the Grandmaster as well. So yeah, I'm proper chuffed. I'm proper happy. But smash that like button. Let me know your thoughts on Cyclops in the comments section below. Beyond God tier promotion in April, 1,000,000% confirmed. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.